Hey beauties, thanks for tuning in and welcome to the one and only Clean Beauty Podcast. Did you know that in America, cosmetics are not regulated? Companies are free to add thousands of potentially harmful ingredients that personally cause me to have health problems. Hi, I'm the creator of Lash Binder and your host, Cassandra McClure. I've worked in the beauty industry worldwide for over 10 years as a wedding and celebrity makeup artist. Now, I'm on a mission to ban 1,500 ingredients by advocating for cleaner and greener cosmetics. Join me every Monday right here for a new episode on the Clean Beauty Revolution. Today, we have Mariah, that goes by Mo, and Mariah from Bay Blue Beauty. And I'm so excited to talk to these two ladies because they're like a powerhouse in the industry. They're up and coming. And I just can't wait to talk to them about their journey as entrepreneurs and all things beauty. So let's get started. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
This is our first three-way episode. I love it. So let's get started with that first one. How did you two start your journey? Are you sisters? Tell me all about yourselves, and so everyone can get to know you.
We're basically sisters because we met in 3rd grade. This is Mo, by the way. And I walked into 3rd grade and I sat down and I saw this new girl and her name was Mariah. And she looked at my name tag and she looked up at me and was like, "Oh my God, we're like the same but different, our names." Because mine's spelled with an O and hers is with an A. And so we have been stuck at the hip ever since, all the way up through college. And that's kinda how our friendship started slash sisters, and we're in each other's weddings, and we are BFFs forever.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because when we started this company, a lot of people were like, "Oh, be careful, going into partnerships can be tough. They can break up relationships." Even our lawyer, we got a lawyer to draft an operating agreement, and they were like, "Well, what's your background? Like, we've seen a lot of ugly partnerships end." And I was like, "Oh no, we're good. We're sisters. We were roommates. Like, let me trust. Like, living together is going to be harder than working together." you know.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. You don't hear that very often anymore. It's kind of like those marriages that actually survive. So congrats.
Mhm.
That's a big accomplishment in itself. So, what is your entrepreneurial journey together? How did everything start?
Well, so this is Mariah. Hopefully you can tell our voices apart. Sometimes when our customers call, they can't. Yeah.
It's tough.
So, I guess I guess the very beginning, we actually started a company together in 3rd grade, selling friendship bracelets. And it did so well, they actually shut it down because the kids were using their lunch money to buy the bracelets, and the parents got so upset. And we've had a couple other like little things, growing up. And then we split up and went our own way. I went into like corporate America, and Mo went to Iowa to help launch a different company on Amazon. And a couple years later, I mean, we still kept in touch, but she calls me one day out of the blue and says, "Hey, I have this amazing like 5-year business plan. Like, let's do it."
And I explained to Mariah my whole vision, everything that I wanted to do, and I said, "I really need you to be there with me because you are so smart." And she's just been I always have admired her skills when it comes to looking at details and all that stuff. And so she's usually the one that ponders things a little bit more than I am. And she was in right away. So we jumped in literally, I think it was a couple days later. We had all the paperwork ready to go. And then we launched, I think, 2 months after that. Like, from nothing to products, 7 products on our website, we were ready to go within 2 months.
Wow, that's crazy. I love it.
It was
So
fun.
so you started the company and then how did what is the meaning behind the name?
Oh man. I wish that we had some incredible like story behind Bay Blue. We actually started as a different name and a couple months in realized that we potentially were going to be looking at trademark infringement against another company. And so we had to rebrand. And with rebranding, we came we looked at probably like 2,000 different names because domain names are taken, or if domain names are free then the social media is taken, and so we just wanted one thing to be it we just wanted a short name to be catchy and cute and to be available, on all platforms so that there wasn't any confusion, and that's how we ended up with Bay Blue.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe what domain names are taken if you want a .com. I mean, everything is taken.
I believe it. I just went through the same thing. And we just had Susanna Raff on, and hers is Cleo and Coco. She said that like pretty much the exact same thing. And I was really surprised that Lash Binder was available when like for my product. So I get it. I know that that's a tough one. So you guys are eco-conscious, you're cruelty-free, and you give back. And those are kind of like my pillars. I mean, clean, sustainable, and giving back in some way. And so I kind of want to talk about what you're doing to give back, because people see that in different ways that I've talked to that think giving back is just like not harming the environment. And you guys are
Mhm.
actually making moves. And so I kind of wanted to talk about that for a second.
Yeah, so just to give like some background, so this is Mariah. So I came into Bay Blue from corporate America, and in corporate America, the number one goal is increase shareholder wealth. I mean, they drill it into you in business school. It's all about your bottom line, right? And anything else that happens doesn't really matter. And I mean, there are some companies out there now starting to talk about, giving back and sustainability and different things like that, which is awesome, but it's really not mainstream yet. It's not the norm. In Mo, like in the beauty industry, this was like really passionate about for her, having clean and organic products, right? And also just I think she told me from day one, it was like, I want to make sure we give to charity before we even take a profit out of the company. And I was like, yes, I'm absolutely on board. I am so sick of this. Money is what's important. Like, I want to start a company where, like, the well being of the world is important and not, the shareholder wealth. Right. And so this year, we're actually looking at changing our foundation bottles over from plastic to glass, uh, to really like help with the ocean and the different things with the, you know, plastic doesn't biodegrade, right? It's terrible. It lasts forever. Mo, do you want to like talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. Um, it's such a challenge being in business because you want to do the right thing from the get-go, but we've learned that, it's way cheaper to buy plastic. And so we're just getting to a point now where it makes sense that we can switch over and finally implement our initial ideals. And so with the glass, I mean, it's just going to be an incredible transition because our current bottles they're not even recyclable. And then you learn about, I saw a special on 60 Minutes, it was, I think, in December, and it talked about the plastic problem. And on a global scale, we're just continually polluting our environment, and this plastic's not breaking down. We think that we're recycling a lot of it, but that's ending up in our oceans, and then it's just degrading, and it's just really bad. So that was kind of the catalyst where we decided, okay, we have to make moves. We have to do it now. We can't contribute to this problem anymore. And I think that's our mission. We want to give back. We want to help other women, which is something that we did last year. We ran a special on our website where we donated 50 cents of every product sale to charity called Maggie's Place, which is a local shelter for pregnant women. And this year we're focusing on, Mother Earth, but we just want to be eco-friendly and give back because it's so easy for companies to get big and grow, and lose their values and their principles and just focus on their own profits. And we're just not about that.
Yeah. I mean, and it can be challenging at times because it's like we're new, small, we're working on like a shoestring budget. But I think it helps that like both of us have this goal and like we can push ourselves to say, you know what, like, we can't wait until we have more money to give money away or do the right thing. Like, we need to do it from the very beginning, even if it's going to be really tough.
And even if it comes out of our own pocket.
Yeah.
Wow, I definitely don't hear that every day, and that's so amazing that you guys are doing that, and that's why I really wanted to, you know, get you guys in line on the podcast because there's just not a lot of companies that even make millions or billions that are giving back in such a generous way, putting others first, and that's really honorable. So I know you guys are going to do so well. So congrats on that. So let's get into the like business side. Like take us through that because I don't think a lot of people understand how you kind of get from an idea to manufacturing to sending out product. Yeah, it sounds like you guys do it there. I know you guys just are on Amazon, but you talk us through kind of like having a baby and then like walking through because you kind of want to be there for all the little steps, right? And then once you kind of know, all right, we're going to delegate this out. We're not going to do that anymore. And then you kind of pick and choose what you want to do, right? So can you just give us a little background on that?
Yeah, for sure. So this is Mo, and I spent several years in Iowa helping build another Amazon e commerce company. And what was cool is I really got in from the ground floor. And so I knew nothing about selling on Amazon, I knew nothing about photography. And I kind of became a jack of all trades for a while, and I really learned so much of the business. I learned how to source things, brand things. I picked up a camera. I did all the product photography. I learned how to build a website. And so when we started Bay Blue, that was my skill set coming in, and I was able to help get us launched on both platforms. Um, some of the challenges um, with, I mean, there's there are so many challenges. You think you're going to start a business and it's just going to be this straight line, and you just hit so many bumps or roadblocks along the way when it comes to sourcing or ingredients, or I mean, even especially with natural and organic products, depending on who you're sourcing the raw materials from, if the product itself has changed in consistency or there's a slight variation in color, the end result looks different. It smells different. The texture is a little bit different. And so that's one of the challenges. Being on Amazon is also a challenge in itself because they have so much control, which is great in a sense because they're able to handle a lot of the customer service, the returns, they ship out all of our items. But it's also when we have a high return rate for a product, because the color match is off. I mean, it's so hard to buy foundation online or a concealer online. So we'll have a higher return rate for those products. Amazon will just shut down our listing entirely because they say, well, this has a high return rate, or the customers are saying it's defective. If you say it's defective, you get free return shipping to Amazon. So those are just some of the little challenges that we've had. And I mean, you just kind of learn how to roll with the punches, but that's definitely been like every day it seems like there's something that we need to figure out how to do. I don't know if you want to add anything.
Yeah. I mean, I would say from going from like the clean beauty type industry and having organic, natural, um, creating the product can be quite difficult. Creating a product that has the same types of qualities as some of these ones that people like cook up in the lab, right? That people are
Hmm.
used to expecting, right? So having it be natural and still be just as good or last just as long, be sweat proof, this or that, um, as those
Yeah.
other products, right?
I mean, I think a lot of people expect with natural and organic, They want it to be like
The same, right?
the same. They expect it to, that you have those 24-hour foundations out there that are, I think, rub proof or resistant proof, where you can literally wipe your face with a white cloth and it doesn't move. And that's because of all the chemicals. And when you're manufacturing something in a lab, where there's constraints, you're not pulling from nature. Of course, you're going to be able to have this 100% consistent product and you can tweak the features. You really have to get creative when you're doing natural and organic. And it's just, it, it's just different. The expectations have
Mhm.
to be that you're going to find a product that works incredible, but it's not going to be waterproof because that's not nature.
Yeah, the thing with that is it's called stage makeup and it's for like Vegas and, shows, and it's not for every day. And the whole thing with the whole Instagram, YouTube thing, like these young girls get their hands on basically pro products. In the old days you couldn't get your hands on products. It was for pros only. It was in pro stores. That's where that comes from. It's for professionals in the movie industry, in the performance industry that needs these products. Okay. Now you can get anything anywhere online or in a store. And then these companies making like MAC and Morphe and everything, making these really bright colors and all this stuff. Like, come on, that's not, you don't need that much coverage or that much color, or that. I know it's beautiful, it's artistic, and it's great to look at on Instagram. Like, I'm addicted and it's fun, but people should just know that they shouldn't be wearing that stuff long term. Like, if you go and meet, I have friends that perform and you see the pores on their face and they're 20 years old. It's because they have worn suffocating, literally, makeup on their face for so long, for so many hours. But the first thing most models do at a shoot, I've worked with hundreds of them, is they wash their makeup off after they get off set. And if you think about models that I'm working with from an actual makeup artist agency, like real ones, they wear none. They wear very little. And they know, and they were trained by whoever, whether it was their mother or someone in the agency, like, take that makeup off soon as you're away from soon as you get off set. And a lot of them do. And I've seen makeup artists get really upset. Like, I've had assistants, they're like, oh my God, does that offend you? And I'm like, no, that's their job. Like, they know what they're doing. Like, do you think that the people that walk on the runway in New York Fashion Week, like, walk around like that all day? No, they don't. So it's really, what we're seeing in the media is something that's never really happened. And it's like this rise of this, like, we're going back into the clean, natural, popularity thing of like of a no makeup look. But clean beauty to a whole industry is actually just a lot of makeup that looks clean. So there's different types of clean. But yeah, but it's just interesting because, in the younger generation, there's this whole, let's put on a pound of makeup and this is really hot and sexy. It's just, that's not the case. And I think we're getting away from that, which is good. But you don't really want to wear, if you're wearing waterproof makeup every day, like, think about, I don't know if you guys wear waterproof mascara, but when you wear it, don't you feel your lashes actually super brittle after, and it's hard to get off, and some of your lashes even might come off?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that's what you're doing to your face if you're wearing a full coverage, heavy foundation, and like these, like, the whole eyeshadow primer. Let's put on like 2 eyeshadow primers and like 3 coats of all this stuff. Like, your skin is like dying. So yeah, you kind of, if you want natural organic makeup, you're looking for something cleaner. You're looking for something that's not as heavy, because you're not going on stage to dance around in water for 2 hours. So.
I think that's a good way of looking at it. I've never thought about it like that. It's like that kind of makeup is like not for every day, right? It's for a specific purpose. You're in a movie, in a show, but like every day, what you're putting on your face, you want something more natural. Yeah,
Definitely.
and
And,
and
that's
it's
weddings are the one exception. You might it's like when you're gonna cry, maybe you're on a
oh
first date
yeah.
and you're, like, gonna go see a sad movie, or, you're getting married and, you might need a little bit of extra coverage. Like, there's a time and a place for things, and that's okay. Or if you're going on The Bachelor and you're gonna be in the water, like, hell yeah, you're gonna wear a little bit of, stuff. But if you're wearing that every day, your skin will be crying for help, whether it's breaking out or your pores will get so big and there's no reversing that. I don't care how many serums or acids you use, unless you go get actual resurfacing done, your skin is screwed. So it's better to use, and it's sad that so many women in our just in the world think that they need to wear this heavy coverage foundation. Like, yeah, we have a little like darkness under our eyes, but I feel like we don't really need all of that. And like a lot of us have lighter faces than the rest of our bodies. Like, yeah, wear a tinted moisturizer then, or a tinted sunscreen. Like, we don't need to look like we don't have skin. And so it's just like this horrible trend that hopefully will go away. But really what's happening is the makeup industry, like they know what they're doing. Like, basically you're now addicted to the makeup because now you have to buy more primers to make your pores not show, to put
Yeah.
this heavier stuff on top, and use the setting spray and all these things, like all these toxic chemicals you're just putting on your face. And really it's hurting you in the long run. So, all right. So tell us why you decided to do a cleaner line, and what your first product was, and kind of the story behind like getting started.
This is Mo, and um, essentially in college, I sold Mary Kay. I totally got sucked into the, making money selling makeup thing. And I remember it was my freshman year of college. And I had an English class and I had to do a paper. And I picked the the ingredients in makeup. And I did this huge paper and I learned so much. I learned about the products that I was selling because a lot of the ingredients that were in the Mary Kay products were ingredients that I was doing the research on. And I just found that I don't want to slam another company. So basically, I didn't feel like I could sell that brand and still be in a line with my values based on the information that I learned. It wasn't a good fit. And I was really blown away by the makeup industry in general. So, because everything had crap in it. Like this was almost, oh my God, almost 10 years ago. And so clean beauty wasn't as prominent then. And so I knew that one day I wanted to be involved in something that offered a solution to a huge problem. Like, cool, everybody wears makeup, but I believe that if you're wearing really crappy makeup, it's probably aging you. You're not looking good when you're not wearing it, like you said. So you're going to need to use more and more and more, to even get back to like normal. And that's when it just kind of hit me when I was in Iowa. I said, I want to make a, a product that is so natural that you could essentially eat it. And that's where we came up with the idea for Nom.
You
But
didn't tell them what Nom was.
yeah, Nom is for like nom nom nom.
That was the original name of the company.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
Nom.
so
So, um, so I mean, we found out for legal reasons that we don't ever want to tell people that they could eat our makeup.
That's
God forbid
yeah.
somebody gets sick. But I mean that's really the premise behind Bay Blue is just as clean as you can get, and it still works and it's still good, and people feel beautiful when they wear it. And people who have sensitivities, who are gluten intolerant, or um, just have overall really sensitive skin, they come to us exasperated and they say, nothing works for me. This makes my eyes itch, or this makes me break out, or this makes fill in the blank. And they try our product. And after months or years of searching for something that finally works for them, they say, wow, I can wear this and I feel so beautiful now, like finally. And that pushes us. Like I don't know if that was the reason that we really started, was to reach all the people with sensitivities, but all of them who've come into our little like sphere of Bay Blue. I mean, we have all these friends now that are customers who've written to us several different times, and it's like they just continue to sing our praises. And that just makes us feel so great as a company, because we're like, wow, we did something to help people. They feel beautiful. They're not poisoning themselves. It's working. Like, it's just been a huge blessing, I think, for both of us.
Yeah, like I think when we have a product, it's like we want to make them beautiful today, but it's like we don't want them to have that toxic, damaging stuff that's, we want them to stay beautiful and healthy 5, 10, 15 years from now. And that's the mindset we have.
Yeah, and then that's what makes you unique. And if anyone's looking at their foundations right now, I just have to say I got the foundation. I thought it was too dark. I even said it on the video, and then it took for them to tell me like, no, we looked at your Instagram, like this looks like your color, and then now I'm wearing it every day. So I thought it looks a little darker in the bottle than it does when you actually use it. But I think that's a good point. Like, you guys did something for other people, and like that's why you're doing so well. And so if I think about that in my own life, I'm like, oh yeah, I got really sick. I couldn't use a lot of products and I kept getting sick. So I was like, oh, okay, oh, it's the makeup. Oh, it's fragrance. And then everyone was like, well, why did you take it out of your kit? Like, why did you do that? Why do you do makeup with clean products now? And I'm like, well, if I know it's bad, like I'm not going to just put it on other people because I can't use it. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And I know like so many artists are okay with using some stuff. Like I said, like there is a time and a place for some things that you both know, like, hey, this is a 10, this is really bad, but you're gonna cry, so we're just gonna use it. So there's a time and a place, but knowing that you're doing something for someone else is just so nice. And I really
Yeah.
do
I
love
mean,
your foundation.
I will say, like you said, there's a time and a place. Like I myself wore airbrush makeup for my wedding. Like it's hard to always, find the best thing for yourself and do it every day. Like I think as long as you're trying to do it more than you're not, like that's what counts.
So true. So you guys are on Instagram, you guys have your website. How else can anyone find you? Like, where do you guys find yourselves the most?
I think we're mostly posting on Instagram right now. We try to push that to our Facebook as well. Um, and then we've also been on our website writing more informational blogs. So those are kind of the two places that we're focusing right now.
Ooh, I love that. You'll have to put this up on the blog.
Yes.
um I've been trying to figure out how to convert sound into text because I don't want to write out an hour long podcast every day. And I found one, and it kind of works, but it's kind of weird. But I do want to convert these into blogs eventually. But what was I gonna say? What do you guys have anything coming up? Like any events or things to kind of like for people to look forward to, or any new products that you guys are working on?
Um, I think one thing that's in the works, and this is still a couple months out, but we really want to create our own eyeshadow palettes. So we're looking into that. We'd like them to be magnetic so that it minimizes the waste and you can reuse them over and over again. That's one thing that we're thinking of doing. In terms of events, we don't have any events on the books yet.
Why aren't you
Um,
guys at Alt Summit? You guys should be at Alt Summit. I think I already asked you that.
but tell me about Alt Summit.
Oh my gosh. So Alt Summit is women only. So there's like 3,000 women that get together in Palm Springs. They sell out all the hotels. So you can't stay at a hotel if you're in Palm Springs during this time frame at the Sagaro, the Riviera, or whatever the other one is. Like it's completely sold out to women going to this conference. So for me, that was the first like, oh wow, I could just like basically it'll be like college again. Like my doors open and like just a huge party. Like there's a pool outside my door. Like, oh my God, this is amazing. So that was the first thing. The second thing is basically it's not a big party. It's a conference. It's a summit. So it's a conference / summit. And you go and there's like, huge influencers / celebrities that go. But I feel like it's like Coachella, but for adults that like aren't on drugs? I don't know. That's weird because it's in Palm Springs, but it's not like, I mean, yes, they take care of you, like full dinners every night and like just amazing, whatever. But there's like keynote speakers and then there's workshops. So like I have a clean beauty workshop. So I'm teaching like 50 women how to apply clean natural makeup, which I think I told you guys, I really want to highlight Bablue. So if you can't go, I'd love to take a couple of your products, have them out on the display table, and then we're doing a giveaway. I'm doing like Instagram challenge. So we're going to give away like a whole bunch of makeup and skincare, clean products. But basically I'm going to do a demo. But my whole team will be there, and basically women from all over the world, the creative entrepreneurs come together. So I have photographers going. I have like friends that are like clothing designers. I have people in the sustainable world, like all these different creatives that have jewelry lines and who, anything you can think of, they come together for this summit. And this is the 10-year anniversary. So instead of 5 days, they're doing, or instead of 3 days, they're doing 6 days. But some people are only saying a few days because that's a long time. But I'm staying the whole 6 days because I'm like so excited. But it's like the 24th to the 29th. I'm doing mine on the 28th. But they have like they're still actually looking for vendors for outside, like pop-ups. I know Aether's going to be there. Aether, they have eyeshadow, and we're going to be teaming up with them and doing like eyeshadow applications and stuff like that. But there's a lot of interactive workshops, a lot of like networking going on, just really cool thing you guys should check out if you are around at the end of March. Just it'd be cool to meet you guys in person and have a reason to go to this thing. So you guys have to check it out.
Yeah.
You,
We'll definitely look that up.
Yes.
yeah, you're kind of selling me on it, actually.
She's over here scribbling notes.
Yeah. Okay. So there's codes that they give us because we're speakers, and it's mine is Spark, SPARK, because you can't really find them anywhere. I don't know why, but they're like, oh, just for your friends that want to come. It's $50 off a ticket. So I think I don't know. The tickets have fluctuated because they started at like 800 and now they're like 1,000 or something like that. But they have specials if you sign up to their little newsletter. So just go to altitudesummit.com and I think you can sign up. And like, if you go on their Instagram though, like they do an Instagram giveaway a ticket like almost every day. And I will say, because I can kind of publish, like by the time this is out, like nobody can do it, but basically my friend that I told, the last girl, Aether, she has her eyeshadows. She actually contacted them and told them she had a makeup company, and they were like, oh, here's an extra ticket. So maybe one of you guys can get in just because you're like, hey, we want to come like research, figure out if we want to vent here next year or like something like that. Like I would say just because you guys are small and $2,000 is a lot, and plus you got to like also get a hotel and stuff. Like for me, it's like $5,000 for because I'm also doing an installation. I'm spending more, but I would say for you guys, like maybe you can get around, send an email, go on their Instagram, try to like win one of the tickets or something. But a lot of my friends have done that and they're all going. So
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm always trying to it's the one that wants to go places, and Mariah's like, no, not yet.
No, I feel you. Cause like, I mean, we launched my eyelash tool on March 13th and then the summit's on the 24th. So I'm basically debuting it at Alt Summit and teaming up with this other thing. And so I was like, if I have to go. So last July, I was like inquiring, like, I have to go, like, I have to get in somehow. And I don't want to pay this crazy amount or at least save where I can. And then I got in to be a speaker, and you guys can also do that next year. Like, and they were actually looking for vendors and people that were talking on cleanliness and sustainability. So I got nominated because one of the girls in my group who's a party planner was like, oh my God, Cassandra, you're doing clean beauty. You should like apply. And I was like, yeah, right. Like I'll try. But I like literally cried on Instagram. It's on my story. Like I cried when I found out that I got in because I was like, oh my God, they actually like care and this is amazing. And I'm like the first person to ever speak on clean beauty there. And so I'm super excited. So you guys will have to come out. And if you can't, just send me some products so I can highlight you. I have a videographer coming who's capturing the whole thing, and we'll use some of your products in the makeup demo. It'll be fun.
Oh my God, that would be so awesome. Yeah, I definitely wanted to talk to you a little bit more about what you thought for how many products we should send or what colors and stuff, because we definitely want to be involved some way, whether we show up or whether it's just you demonstrating our stuff. So
Totally.
we'll have to chat about that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like super stoked to highlight all these clean brands that I've been bringing on the podcast and stuff. And then that's a great way to tie in my podcast. Like, yeah, all these brands have been on my podcast. Like, I know these women personally. Like, they're amazing and they're all small and stuff like that. So, all right. Anything else you guys want to plug before we go? Because this has been amazing, and I think there's a lot to be learned. I hope everyone. I feel like a lot of times people need to listen to an episode twice and take notes. So this is one of them.
Mhm. Yeah. I wouldn't say there's anything that I want to plug. I think the only thing that I would like to leave the listeners with is just you're so freaking beautiful, and like you don't need makeup, you don't need, all of these things. We have so much beauty in us, and just when we lift our heads up and, kind of stick our chests out, and not in like a weird way, but just like confidently, it's like we are beautiful, confident, strong women, and we can radiate this. And I just want women to feel that way without makeup. Like, just embody how freaking awesome you are.
Yeah, I love that. But you sell makeup, so like at least go buy one of their foundations.
Yeah. Or at least some skincare so you don't need makeup.
There you go.
Exactly. Like get a mask or something. So go to baeblue.com, use the code CLEANBEAUTY to receive 15% off your first order.
So go to baeblue.com, enter the code CLEANBEAUTY, one word, all caps, and receive 15% off.
Amazing. You guys are amazing. I can't wait to meet you. If you're ever in Palo Alto, stop by the studio. And what town are you guys in exactly?
We're in Scottsdale.
Scottsdale, AZ.
Arizona.
I thought you were in Boston.
What?
I thought you were in Boston.
I was in Boston. You guys sent me your package there because that's where I went for Christmas. And then I went to Bermuda after. And you know what happened? Your package arrived so late that my mother-in-law sent the package after I got back in January.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it was sitting at her house in Boston for a week. And she's like, oh, that's for Cassandra. So she texts me and I was like, oh, dang it. That's the company that was going to send me stuff there because I wanted to take pictures of it in Bermuda. And so then once I got back, I was like waiting. And then it finally came and I'm like, gosh, I got to look up this brand because it's been so long. We were talking back in November, December, and now it's like mid-January. So yeah, it ended up getting to me in a box inside of a box, so it was safe, but it got to me like way later. But I think because of the holidays, like shipping something during that time frame was just ridiculous. Like she said it came like 4 days after we left, so after New Year's. So
Wow.
yeah, so that happened, but all good. I've been using the foundation every day. It's my fave. I needed a new foundation anyway, so it's really great. So thank you guys, and if I'm ever in Arizona, I'll definitely give you guys a shout.
Yeah, for sure. Reach out.
Yeah, thanks so much.
This episode is proudly sponsored by Lashbinder.com, a patent pending tool that I developed to be the quickest, easiest, and safest way to apply lashes on yourself and clients. If you've ever tried applying lashes, you either use your fingers, which is pretty hard to master, a pair of tweezers, which can be super scary, or you were lucky enough to have a friend like me help you. Those days are long gone with Lashbinder, an applicator that'll have you looking fabulous in under a minute. Are you ready to say goodbye to expensive, damaging, and time-consuming lash extensions or hours spent in the mirror applying makeup? Don't you wish you could apply lashes easy and just go? Let your skin glow and your confidence skyrocket with the perfect pair of lashes applied with Lashbinder. Lashbinder is truly the lash tool you'll ever need. Be the first to get your hands on one today, exclusively at lashbinder.com. Be sure to find us on Instagram at Lashbinder, LASHBINDER. Links in the show notes. Happy lashing! Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Clean Beauty Podcast. I'm so thankful for your support that I decided to start giving away $500 in custom curated clean beauty products each month. Do you want to win? Share why you love listening in a review on iTunes. Then screenshot that review and share it on your Instagram feed with the hashtag BAN1500. If you've already reviewed the podcast and still want to win, just repost the giveaway from the Clean Beauty Podcast Instagram feed, and you'll be re-entered to win in the next drawing. Good luck! For information on my tour schedule, upcoming events, press announcements, joining my Clean Beauty team, or to book me to speak at your next event, head over to my website, CassandraMcClure.com.